I got to be honest. In my opinion, it could have been a whole lot worse. We're going to get into it in detail, but it could have been much worse. And that's kind of how you have to look at it. Vince, you're the intro man. I'll give it over to you.
In the case of 22-year-old Jason Jordan, Kurt Angle, you are the father.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
That would have made the segment. They needed Maury.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the War Report podcast brought to you by TagMeDate.com, the first and only dating site specifically for wrestling fans. We are here, as usual, on a Tuesday at 7 p.m. on the Eastern Dial. I am not in the Bat Cave, or whatever you want to call it. I am in a parking garage because at the end of the show, or towards the end of the show, I am going to skip out and see the Grammy Award-winning band Ghost. So that should be a fun time, but I wanted to make sure I didn't miss 2 weeks of the podcast in a row. So here we are, ready to go, and it's gonna be a busy podcast because we have the Jason Jordan thing. We've got Strowman, Joe, and the other Samoan named Joe, Roman Reigns. We've got a pay-per-view coming up. Holy shit, another one on Sunday, and so it's a busy time to be a WWE fan right now. Where do we want to start? Steve, what do you think? Start with Jason Jordan and work our way forward, or?
You know, I normally would say we should start with SmackDown Live from last week, but yeah, I think we should start with this whole deal because it's obviously the most talked about topic. So here's my opinion on the whole deal. There were a lot of rumors going around prior to the actual reveal. I heard that they were going to tie this in from 15, 16 years ago or something and make it Stephanie McMahon, and the whole deal when, you know, the cameras catch Angle kiss Stephanie, you know, this could potentially be when the cameras went off the air and this led to their love child. And I always heard it was going to be Gable. So in my head, I'm thinking, oh, come on, this is absolutely horrible. Don't do it. You know, and it was going to be a way to kind of set up Triple H Angle SummerSlam. Then I also heard that it was going to be Dixie Carter. And that was going to be a whole bombshell because who would have ever thought Dixie Carter would be on a Monday Night Raw episode? So when you kind of hear those and then you find out that it's a woman nobody really knows and it's Jason Jordan. So, okay, you picked the light-skinned black guy to kind of make it look, okay. I mean, that wouldn't work if it was Titus O'Neil. Let's be honest.
Well, age too, man.
Well, right.
Titus are about the same.
So, I mean, listen, here's the deal. With Jason, he's always kind of had a similar wrestling style, so did Gable. Even the attire has been similar. It's almost like they kind of had this idea a long time ago, and it's just starting to come to fruition. I don't think this was an on-the-fly decision. I think they put out there Gable to everyone think it would be Gable. I mean, nobody expected it to be who it was, so they got the shock value. Angle sold the shit out of it. I thought he did a great job, you know, putting it over. I think
cried. The guy should be nominated for some kind of award.
I mean, listen, he got some tears out. I think Jason, you know, did a good job too. Again, I say it could have been a lot worse. Let's for a minute say it was Stephanie. They just did the fucking 24 episode where they highlighted his kids, his new wife, this and that. Like, come on. That's just – now, Dixie Carter would have been interesting. I would have loved to see what the reaction would have been to have Dixie live on Monday Night Raw. But we got Jason Jordan. Is it the worst thing in the world? No. Does it go anywhere? Who the hell knows? But I think my biggest disappointment, and I mentioned it in our private chat that we have, My only issue with the entire angle, no pun intended, is that we're losing. As of right this moment, we have lost another sensational tag team. And I don't understand what is going on right now, because I feel like we're splitting up all of our teams all of a sudden. There's only a handful left. I don't really understand now. Now maybe Jason says, hey, Dad, I want to bring Gable over and I want to keep Alpha going, and then maybe they have the new team angle. I'd be cool with that. But as of this very moment, one's on Raw and one's on SmackDown. Therefore, American Alpha is no more, and that's another great tag team that we lose.
But do you know who's a free agent?
Shelton Benjamin.
There we go. There ain't no stopping him.
Right, but now how great would it be to have Gable, Jordan, Benjamin, the new team angle managed by Kurt Angle?
That would be good.
It's got to start with Gable not having a tag team partner, and Benjamin steps in, and they work SmackDown while Kurt and Jason Jordan get comfortable working with each other on Raw. And if everybody clicks, if the two parts, like if the two guys click on SmackDown, if the two guys click on Raw, then try and bring them together. But I wouldn't smush all four of them together just yet. See how the component parts work. Because, I mean, so far he's been good, or Kurt's been good with Jason Jordan and vice versa.
Now,
but,
listen,
listen, you got to see where it goes.
As time goes, you get better at your craft. These are two young guys that have really, owned their craft, and they do a great job, whether they're together or single. My only fear, though, is that they were single in NXT. And it was like the last chance either one of them had before they were going to be cut was to try and put them together and see if they could build any chemistry and become a tag team. And they did. And that saved their career. But I know for a fact they were on the way out. Like, this was like a last minute, we'll give you guys one more shot, try and make this work. And they did, and they became American Alpha. And I'm afraid that they need each other. And I don't know. I think we're going to have another, dare I say, Jannetty Michaels situation. And I think, unfortunately, it's going to be Gable, because they're obviously seeing something in Jordan to elevate him now to Raw and put him with Kurt Angle. So, and I'm not saying that the WWE is knocking Gable in any way, but does he get lost in the shuffle?
Well, didn't he just wrestle AJ Styles?
And had a phenomenal match and got the respect from AJ afterwards, which was huge.
Maybe if you notice, remember when Jinder was nothing? Jinder wrestled Finn. Jinder wrestled like a bunch of top guys before getting to Randy Orton, just quietly. He didn't necessarily win, but like didn't he rough up Finn and stiff him with an elbow or something, and like Vince McMahon liked that and thought he had like a killer.
He gave him a concussion.
Yeah. So but it's kind of sick that Vince McMahon might be into that, but I get it. He's like, oh, this guy's intense. So, go with him. But here's what I'm saying. He was low-key wrestling top guys for a couple months before that to test out to see if he was able to work with the top guys. Right. And if this continues, so he wrestled AJ Styles 1 week. If he's wrestling Randy Orton, or if he's wrestling whomever on SmackDown, the heel side, he's a babyface, so he has to wrestle the heel guys unless they turn him. But I think it would be stupid to turn him right away. Work out whatever he's gonna do. But I would say if it's 2 or 3 weeks in a row where you're noticing he's wrestling main event talent, then that they're grooming him for maybe something with the I don't even know what titles on the U.S. titles on SmackDown now.
I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, the U.S. Because AJ Styles is the champion. Yeah.
Right, AJ Styles is the champion. So maybe they're setting Gable up.
Listen, there is no way that this kid did not impress during that match.
Right, I mean, he's legit. He's legit. He was an Olympian. His dad was a gold medalist. So he comes from a pedigree, and they love that shit. So.
Right.
And look,
Bo Dallas and Michael McGillicuddy are still employed. So.
I think this the thing with the Miz is saving their asses though.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love Cholo, whatever he's doing here. Bo Dallas dressing like a Mexican gangster, like a Mayan from the Sons of Anarchy. I really don't know what he's doing.
I love it. I love everything about it.
It's a new look. It's good. Michael McGillicuddy looks like a normal human being again. He's not wearing the backwards baseball cap or any of that funky bullshit that he used to wear. So, good. It's helping them, and then hopefully something will come of it.
And the Miz is just great at leading, and putting them over, and
Yeah, and they're interacting with Dean and with Seth, and that only helps elevate them more. So they're seen. Right now it's, oh God, they're the Miz Taraj and they're wrestling these guys, but
even that alone, the Miz Taraj, how fucking great is that?
That's probably one of my favorite segments. It's probably one of the best parts of Raw going on right now.
That's the Titus brand.
Do you think they'll expand it, or they'll just leave it as those two?
Yeah, who knows? I mean, it really doesn't.
Like they could
at this
take
point,
off
it's too
the
early to
whole HBO show Entourage and make it a whole thing.
Right.
Was this the new NWO?
There you go. So there's a point where you have to stop, but it's the same thing with like Titus brand. I'm okay. Like somebody said, what if Sasha joined Titus brand? And I'm like, yes, do something with her. That's not just this. I'm your friend, but I'm not really. But we're friends, but we're not. But I like you, but sometimes I kick you in the face. It's like, I don't know. You get what I mean. But I like the Miz Taraj. I like the Titus brand.
I love everything about the Titus brand. I think it's fucking great. Other than the fact that it's 205 live shit, but
right. But, and I hope Tozawa doesn't leave the group. I want Tozawa to stay in the group because is it racist to say I like their rush hour?
You like the what?
Sorry, my car shut off. I like the rush hour vibe.
The rush hour vibe.
Dude, the only thing about
hear the words coming out of my mouth, I would just lose it, man.
Don't nobody understand the words coming out of your mouth.
The only thing about Tozawa that's really starting to get on my nerves is the chant that he does. Yeah, it's just it's annoying already. Like it was cool at first, now it's like, all right, dude, shut the fuck up. But I like him though. I do like him.
Yeah, they overdid it, much like they overdo a lot of things. But yeah.
But it's a thing. At least he's got a thing. Before that, he was just Asian guy with Spider-Man tights on.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. So I guess we should just finish out Raw since we're kind of on it. Where are we at with the Hardys? We got, every day it seems like we're there, we're not. We're there, we're not. We're there, we're not. Is it WWE fucking with everybody and they already got the deal done? Or what? What are you guys thinking on that? Anyone?
That's a tough one. I really hope they do something soon. Because they had arguably the tease of all teases recently.
Yeah.
So, and I really thought that something was going to happen after last night, after losing to Revival like that.
I don't think the reveal is going to happen until SummerSlam. I think SummerSlam is going to be where it happens because why not have it at the Big Four? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm not saying that it should happen between now and then, but I thought we'd get a little more hints or something.
Well, I know we probably will. I mean, SummerSlam is still, weeks away, so I'm sure there'll be even more, unless the deal is not done, and then there's really only so much they can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Vince, have you heard anything on this? Like any more updates? We lost Vince. Kat, what about you?
Wow.
Yeah, he just dropped. What about you? Have you read anything? Because everything I hear, everything I'm hearing is, one day it's done, one day it's not. I don't know if I missed anything.
there hasn't been anything clear cut yet saying that it's been finalized. That's kind of the problem, that we're all just still sitting here in the standstill waiting.
I heard something like Anthem was demanding like 15 grand to buy it and like all this, and I'm thinking 15 grand to buy something that they fucking created.
But it was also the rights. It wasn't just they wanted you to pay for the rights. They also wanted a percentage of the merchandise, but not just the Broken merchandise, but all Hardy merchandise, including music that Jeff produced.
So how does that make sense?
It doesn't. So I don't know if that's
it's not
fucking scumbags.
Legit. You never know with this shit, man.
And then did you see, like, in the house shows that Jeff Hardy was back to wearing the face paint again, too?
Yeah.
Yeah, but only at the house shows.
I know. So there's something weird still going on with all that.
Yeah, I wonder if at one point they're just going to say screw it and try and do something like it and just say, fuck that owl.
And then see if they take him to court, which they will.
Right. Did you see that? I heard something pretty funny that Anthem actually named the owl, like the inside name for the owl is fuck.
That's hilarious.
What?
within Anthem, they have an owl. Before the TNA pay-per-views, an owl flies out from the rafters and lands in the ring, and then everybody cheers because that's what they do. But they decided to nickname the live owl fuck because Reby started the fuck that owl thing.
I love it.
So the owl's name is fuck.
Sounds pretty accurate with what's going on. It sounds pretty accurate with what's going on with them. So, it's appropriate.
And Shane Helms left. He said that something about Jeff Jarrett didn't have a creative bone in his body. So I take it he's probably not going to be back anytime soon. Not really.
Well, no, they let him go.
Oh, they let him go. Okay.
So that was after he was let go.
But he's always been boys with the Hardys, so he's going to be by their side no matter what.
Yeah, but I mean, he had those two guys. He had Everett and what's his face there.
The two guys that the manager is bigger than.
Yeah, the guy wearing knee pads. Shit. I feel really bad for not remembering his name because he's not bad, and he wrestles for Charlie, so I should know his name. But whatever. Yeah, the point being, they were two North Carolina guys, and the gimmick was they were with Shane Helms because he was from North Carolina, but he was the biggest star of the group.
That's funny.
He's also bigger in stature than the two of them.
Also, yes.
I just thought that was kind of funny.
I just literally watched on TV this weekend.
What?
He was literally on an episode of Say Yes to the Dress this weekend, Shane Helms. I was cracking up.
That's funny.
He's picking out Katie.
There's a wedding dress
picking
coming
out Katie's dress.
Oh, hey.
It's exactly what he did. He's picking out Katie's dress, and he goes, no, Shane likes it. The Hurricane, not so much.
That's
Our consultant was like, what the fuck is going on? The look on her face, like, I've had all people come through here. She goes, this is my first professional wrestler. I don't know what I'm doing. It was hilarious.
Gregory Helms, news reporter.
So, going back to Raw, based on what we saw, is it safe to say that we're now going to have a fatal four-way for the title at SummerSlam?
I think that's what it's leading to.
I think we got to have it that way.
It has to be.
And who's leaving SummerSlam?
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
This is a great way to get the title off Brock.
Right, exactly. It's the way to get the title off Brock and onto Roman Reigns without too many people complaining, I think.
Or do they give it to Strowman?
I would love that. I think if he pins Reigns, then that's the next feud. You stretch that out till Survivor Series or whatever the hell is in the fall now. Hell in a Cell, maybe? I don't know.
Or maybe Joe has impressed Vince enough where they decided to give him the strap at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to jinx it because Joe's a fucking beast. And the one thing that I guess, I wasn't here last week to talk about the pay-per-view. I was disappointed that the match ended after one F5. I feel like they had more to do in that match. It was a really good match. That the finish was very quick. It was too quick, and if they gave it even another 5 minutes, it would have been.
You know what, though? I think it was kind of like an out of nowhere kind of shock, kind of deal, and I think it kept it open for them to do another one because it's gonna happen. I actually thought it was the perfect amount of time. I thought it was well done. It had a lot. I mean, listen, Brock Lesnar went through a table in the first 30 seconds of the match.
Yeah, that was fucking crazy.
I thought it was done very well. I enjoyed it.
So I have to ask regarding SmackDown now. I heard that our boy Mikey K, because I can't call him Mikey B anymore, our boy Mikey K, Mike Kanellis, is supposed to make his debut on SmackDown tonight against Sami Zayn. What are the odds that match is actually going to take place and some crazy shit isn't going to happen and then they're going to postpone it until Sunday?
They'll Eva Marie it.
No, right? I say the match happens and then they wrestle again at SummerSlam.
Happens twice. I think maybe it ends quickly.
Yeah, like maybe the match starts, but then Mike rolls out and takes a count out, walking away with Maria laughing or something.
Right, or she distracts Sammy and slaps him or whatever. Some shit to set up the next match. Like I said, I want to see him wrestle, but I think that they're probably going to make this whatever segment happens is going to be a setup for Sunday. I hope. It'd be very nice.
I agree with you.
And the flag match.
Oh God.
What is this? I know I've missed a little bit of conversation.
Out of all matches, why a flag match? Like, what the fuck? Seriously?
Because he's Russian.
But it was Cena's idea.
Let's bring back Nikolai Volkov and Corporal Kirshner while you're at it.
Yeah, it's a silly idea. I think the SmackDown writers all watched Glow on Netflix before writing.
Glow was awesome.
Glow, by the way, was awesome. It's got some great wrestling. Tag Me a Date friend Brodus Clay on the show. Carlito's on the show. Morrison's on the show. Joey Ryan's on the show. Chris Daniels is there.
Show was fucking amazing.
It was really, really good.
And, I'm halfway through. I haven't finished it yet, but I love what I've seen so far.
Mm-hmm. And A-Rai was on it.
Right, Alex Riley was pretty funny. And then of course Kia Kong was great. I'm glad
she's lost so much weight. It's unbelievable. She doesn't look the same.
She looks amazing.
And she looks great, and the character was, I mean, she got lines, she got scenes with Mark Maron, she got she got screen time in this movie.
She's in the whole movie.
Yeah, in the whole damn thing. And right at the end, in the
well, don't say it at the end. I haven't seen it.
Well, I'm not going to spoil any plot stuff, but when they have the last wrestling match, in the audience, like in the front row, if you see a blonde-haired white guy, that's Kia's husband. He goes by Freight Train. I don't know if he wrestles anymore, but he used to go by Freight Train. So it was cool to see him in the audience.
Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna have to look out for him.
Yeah, he flashes by real quick, but I mean, he's it's just like an extra. He doesn't have any lines, but he's sitting there, and that's pretty. He must have came along and sat in, and whenever they needed extras or something, it was pretty neat. So
definitely a good watch. Anyone that's into wrestling, it's definitely good to watch.
Steve, did you get to the part where they ran the first wrestling show?
No, that's next.
Oh my God! Oh, there's a scene in the I died. That whole thing is it's you got to watch that episode.
It's phenomenal.
Oh, it's hilarious. I don't even want to spoil the gag. The next episode, you're in for a treat when they run their first wrestling show. Oh my God!
All right, well, we'll talk about it. I'm definitely excited. I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch it tonight, but definitely tomorrow. I think we're going to finish Orange is the New Black tonight, and then.
Oh yes, also, well, those were the producers.
Steve, call me as the moment you finish. I'm dying to talk to you about it.
Yeah, no doubt. We have one episode left, so.
So
Battleground.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh man, I got to put in the rest of my. We got to update that thing and put in our picks.
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't even done that yet.
Yeah.
But what are we thinking?
I think Jinder keeps the title. He's got to.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I don't see him losing yet.
And some shit, whatever it is, it sets up SummerSlam. Now, if this was 2008, he would beat Randy Orton, and then the lights would go out, and the fucking Undertaker would be in the middle of the Punjabi prison and light the shit on fire.
Right.
And that would be your next match for SummerSlam. But unfortunately, that shit ain't happening no more. So I really don't know what are they going to put AJ Styles? Are they going to promote Kevin Owens?
Are they going to do Cena versus Jinder?
Oh yeah, they're good. See, that's what I'm wondering if they're going to do this.
That's going to happen.
It's the flag match is a tune-up for the Pro America stuff. So you're kind of getting into the Pro America stuff now, and then they really are going to ramp up the new red, white, and blue. There's a new John Cena toy out that's going. It's not, and I'm not knocking it. It's actually pretty neat, but it just tells you the direction they're going. They had a kid design the John Cena toy, and it's out now, and it goes to like the Children's Miracle Network or one of those Make-A-Wish or something like that, where every toy, $1 from the buying the toy goes to the charity, and it's a red, white, and blue. It's like a sparkly T-shirt. It's an American flag T-shirt, and John Cena's all decked out in American flag gear. So I mean, he wins the flag match. And then yeah, we'll see what kind of other pro-America, anti-Punjabi, my people.
There's absolutely no way Cena loses to Rusev.
Do we know that of any projects Cena has the rest of the year? Like movie-wise or whatever.
I don't know. It's a good question.
I don't know. But he just came back. He's going to be around for a little bit.
Right, he's got to be around for a little while.
But isn't he filming another season of American Grit?
I think he did that already. That's why he took the time off.
That's been filmed.
But they just renewed it again.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I don't think they're going to do it that quickly.
Touche.
Because I think they just recently wrapped the season that's going to come out now.
Got to recast it for the next season, all that.
The only person I know that's doing a movie right now is Sheamus.
Yeah, he's.
Which means they're going to lose the tag titles.
To the Revival.
But see, will it be to the Hardys though? That's.
I don't know. It looks like they're pushing the Revival pretty fucking hard.
Yeah,
they could end up doing some kind of elimination match for the tag belts at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
There you go.
It seems like this SummerSlam is going to be our equivalent of WrestleMania 2000, where everything is a multi-person match.
Yeah, could end up being that way. The women's title, possibly.
Yeah, I would be okay with the women's title 4-way and Universal 4-way. John Cena versus Jinder Mahal would be in there. Then the SmackDown girls, whatever they were doing with that. Did you hear? Okay, did you hear that they're trying to push for Christiane Cyborg to fight Becky Lynch?
I heard that Cyborg wants it. I didn't hear that WWE is pushing for it.
They're they're not officially saying they're on board, but they're helping social media wise. Like there was I don't know if you saw the graphic that Cyborg posted on Instagram, and it's like a Photoshop of her spanking Becky Lynch, and that was the first I'd heard of this. So this shit kind of came out of nowhere for me. I guess there's it wasn't just like a fan made it or something. It was like a professional Photoshop job to try and tease to see if there was interest in the match.
Well, then they also teased the whole horsewomen thing.
Yes, at the Mae Young Classic, but that's not out yet. So who knows?
Right.
They take
and I don't want to know anything until it's on the network.
Right.
But I saw the wrestlers that are in it. I'm very excited about it.
Good roster. Yeah.
I'm rooting for Santana. I have a thing for Santana Garrett.
I get it. The funny thing is, there was a report that came out that said that the WWE girls, the current roster girls, were mad that the Mae Young Classic girls weren't good looking enough.
Yes, I read that too, and I think that's disgusting.
Come on.
Infuriated. That gets me so angry.
They got that big German girl. She's kind of hot. Then there's like, I mean, listen, I'm not going to name names because I really don't know all 32 names, but like, I didn't look at that list and go, oh, it's a bunch of uggos. They wouldn't all be on the fashion files. So it's fine.
You know what, though? Can I say something for 1 second, though?
Absolutely.
For years and years, there's always been female wrestling fans that like watching wrestling. Great. Do you think that we like looking at fucking Bastion Booger, Earthquake, Rikishi, Tugboat? I don't give a flying fuck what any of them look like. So
don't you
why
fucking lie. Rikishi's fat ass turned you on.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. A stink face might be appealing. I'm never gonna turn down a stink face. I'm sorry.
Now that's just a wrestling fan right there.
Please, if you got one from Stacey Carter, you wouldn't turn it down either.
Oh, are you kidding? Thank you. May I please have another?
But you know what I mean? It's so annoying because.
And there she goes.
And there she goes. Right at the because. It was perfect timing.
But yeah, no, that stuff infuriates me too. But you know, look, I look at someone like Charlotte. I happen to not think that she's that attractive, but she's amazing in the ring. So I don't give a shit what she looks like. She's
you know
awesome
what though? With Charlotte, it's weird. Charlotte has her moments. I don't know. I don't know if it's like the angle.
Well, that's because so often you look at her and you just see Ric Flair staring back at you.
That's part of the problem.
But the whole point is that I don't care what she looks like. She's awesome in the ring and she's a great character. So
right.
It's
every wrestler.
We were just talking about Kia, okay? She's fantastic. Who gives a shit what she looks like?
I don't know if you guys watch, but Nia Jax on Ride Along.
She's gorgeous.
She's great. She's a pretty she's a pretty looking girl, and she's got a good personality.
Yeah, she's totally cool.
Byron Saxton.
Yeah.
Oh, they prank all the shit out of Byron Saxton.
Well, there's a little thing. He's got a thing for her.
Oh, he definitely does.
Oh, 100%.
He's got the Tony Atlas thing for her. He wants her to come in and step on his face. You know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. But no, it was really funny to see them do that call, and they left a lot of that in, but you know it probably got very weird that they had to cut some of that shit out.
Oh yeah.
And
definitely.
Well, I think the ride along episode is too short. I think they need to do an hour instead of half an hour. I think Table for One needs to be longer also.
Needs to be longer.
Or Table for Three, excuse me.
Yeah. But they're cutting.
Table for One might be a little boring.
Unless it was Mick Foley talking to himself in the three characters.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
You know what?
That would actually be a.
We should, since we're talking about it, we should talk about the fact that Vince McMahon has canceled Talking Smack and Renee Young's Unfiltered. Now, I have two takes on this, and I want to see what you guys think. This is either punishment for some reason. I think some of it's cost cutting because, they're not making enough money, which I don't understand. But so they're doing cost cutting. That could be a possibility. It could be possible that she's in the doghouse and this is punishment. Or this could be maybe we're finally going to get our first ever female play-by-play Raw or SmackDown announcer.
I hope so.
And I think if anyone deserves it, it should be Renee. I think we should start a petition and we should get it going because she deserves it. She's awesome. And now, I also heard, and I want to know if I read this wrong, but according to my sources, Talking Smack is being canceled weekly, but will be back at pay-per-views.
Yeah, I heard that as well.
Correct.
So it's not gone completely.
But the Talking Smack that's going to be coming from the pay-per-views is supposed to be, quote-unquote, scripted, which is what Vince's big deal was about taking Talking Smack off the air.
Well, now, and that's the other thing I wanted to talk about because that's just mind-blowing to me. I mean, it was such a great platform. Look what he did to The Miz. And that was because it was unscripted, and it's not like anybody that was on there that was unscripted said anything wrong. So I don't get, I don't know what he's afraid of. But I think it's a mistake. It should be unfiltered.
But yeah, you're right though. Look what it did for the Usos, Baron Corbin, you know, a lot of these guys, Jinder Mahal, a lot of these guys that didn't really have time on SmackDown or Raw to talk, and Talking Smack kind of led the way.
Right.
Yeah. If you technically,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you want to be technical, more of the unscripted stuff has been happening on air.
Yeah,
it's like with the thing that Baldwin did, what the Usos did. There's been more shit going on live TV than been's going on Talking Smack.
Yeah, the Talking Smack stuff, they never. It happened on Talking Smack and kind of stayed in its own little world. They didn't bring a lot of it. They should have brought more into it, more from it onto the show. But they really only talked about it a little bit. Oh, this is what happened on the last Talking Smack, this and that, whatever. You know, really wasn't. It wasn't a focal point, and I mean, it should, not that it should be, but Talking Smack differentiated itself from Raw Talk, just in the way that it was presented and the way that everybody interacted with each other. So it was a different attitude and a different production. So I don't know, I liked it. I mean, I didn't watch it on the network. I would usually watch recap clips and stuff. So maybe, you know, that's the blame. People like me are probably to blame who wouldn't sit and watch the whole thing, because honestly, after SmackDown, you've got to watch 205 live to get the Talking Smack. I mean, really, it should be the other way around.
It should, yeah. 205 live should be on a different day.
Show live, but just call the show live, and then it's not live. Who gives a fuck? Does anybody care that 205 is actually live? Is that a deal breaker?
I think they should just get rid of it, honestly.
I was gonna say I don't care about 205 at all, unfortunately.
Yeah, and whatever happened to the fucking UK belt?
Yeah, that's true.
They ran that UK tournament. They ran the UK special. There was one title change where Tyler Bate lost to Pete Dunne, and now Pete Dunne's carrying that belt around the British Indies, and nothing is happening.
Yeah, there was talks about like some kind of show, and that never materialized.
I would like that better than 205. At least you know you're not going to see just cruiserweights.
Yeah, that's true.
That's kind of the thing with 205 Live. The idea was, well, people liked Nitro because it had cruiserweights. Well, yeah, but it wasn't the cruiserweights weren't the whole show. The cruiserweights were like hour one. So, they're taking it and they're not applying it the correct way. If you want to make 205, the first hour of Raw, just put cruiserweights on. Don't change the ropes or anything. Just put some cruiserweights on hour one. Make it more focused on them. I just don't. I feel like it's an extra show. And even like the UK, if there was a UK show, that would be great and I'd watch it. But it's like, would I watch an hour a week of just the women's show? The same thing with the cruiserweights, because after a while, you just don't. You want to different. You can't just have steak. Sometimes you got to have a salad. You know, you got to.
The problem now with the cruiserweights is that it hinders them. It makes it like they're in their own little world. Like we talked about this already. Austin Aries should have never even been in the cruiserweight division, and I think it's holding back someone like Cedric Alexander.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Cedric needs to put about 30 more pounds on and say fuck that 205 shit.
Yep.
The only person that this cruiserweight division has worked out for is Neville.
Yeah. Yeah, because he just beats the shit out of everybody else and makes them.
He's the Brock Lesnar of the division, basically. You know.
Yeah, he's 5'2", and he's the Brock Lesnar of the division. And TJP, I never the hype for TJP. It's not that he's a bad wrestler. I don't know. He's not
he does nothing for me.
You already know my opinion.
I don't know nothing, but he's an okay wrestler. I don't like the character stuff. I don't think the character's anything.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'll say nothing about his in-ring ability. That's for sure.
Right. Really, he's pretty legit. So, I have to get going soon. Is there anything else you guys want my take on? Because I'm going to have to walk out of this very hot parking garage and walk in very hot weather to what is probably a very hot venue.
We didn't talk about Enzo and Cass yet from last night with the Big Show.
I was going to bring that up.
Yeah. You bounce the check. You bounce the check. You bounce the check. You suck.
Now
this
is something that I think, you know, they started the match. I'm like, no, don't waste it now. That's stupid. Build it to SummerSlam, which I think they will. Yeah. But you know, it's got to be so even. And obviously, Cass is going to come out on top, but he's got to, you know, win within an inch of his life. Like that's how it's got to play out.
Yeah, he can't just.
beat the Big Show the whole time. It's got to be like even, like the way Braun was with Big Show.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Cass, now he used to wear the Enzo and Cass T-shirts as like a muscle shirt to the ring, and that kind of helped him because he is part of the Baron Corbin Frowny Torso Club.
Yeah, no, it's true.
He's got these big old nipples, but they're like one's just like a lazy eye nipple. Just a little bit off. So I don't know. He needs to work on whatever it is that in the gym that tightens up your titty muscle. He needs to work on that.
And I think what it would lead to afterwards is because this is gonna be the match that makes Big Cass. You know.
Yeah.
But I think at least for like the first month after that, they'll probably do like some kind of tag, like they'll have Big Show and Enzo versus Cass and somebody else. Even if that doesn't even lead to a pay-per-view, it's just like for a few weeks on Raw. And then Cass will start to get into more things as the year progresses.
Enzo has to get into some different shit as well. He's got to change something. Like he can keep the whole talking shtick, but like it's got to go somewhere. He's either got to manage something, like stop wrestling and manage somebody, or find another. You know,
I think that's his best bet. I think he has to manage. He has to find somebody to manage.
Road Dogg.
Maybe manage Big Show.
But the Road Dogg was no good without Billy Gunn, and Billy Gunn was no good without Road Dogg. So he needs his Billy Gunn.
Well, what about managing Big Show?
Okay, but I mean, Big Show's going to retire in like 8 months. So where do we see what's Enzo's ceiling? Where do we cap out on that?
It's a very good question.
You know, does he drop down to 205 Live? Does he go?
That's a lot of internet buzz that they want him to. That they want him down there.
They want who? Where?
That they want Enzo on 205. That's a lot of internet buzz.
I could see that. I could definitely see that. I would be okay with it because maybe it'll bring it'll bring new blood to the division.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
All right, Vince.
He's got the grab, you know.
Well, that's just it. So you got to make sure he has a microphone.
Yeah, he needs to keep the gimmick. That's his thing. If he doesn't kind of shot, that's his bread and butter. But I mean, he's going to be successful. The guy knows how to talk. He's entertaining. He's got a good look. You know, it's a matter of time.
He sells merch.
I don't think it was too early to break. What was that?
He sells merch.
Yes, he definitely pushes merch. So I mean, I think it was still way too early to break those guys up.
Absolutely.
I think they should have kept them together for a long while.
I agree.
So
absolutely.
Yeah, now we're trying. I'm with a group of people trying to figure out how to exit the building now. This could be a fun part of the podcast for you. All right, I was on the 4th floor. Somebody remember that and send a Facebook message.
Vince, go enjoy the concert, brother.
All right, guys, I'm going to go see Ghost now. I'll catch you guys next week, okay? Fill in your
have fun.
Again, but we'll see. Bye, guys.
So did we cover all the matches coming up for Sunday? I think we did. Did we get them all?
I think so.
Shit, I don't remember what else is happening.
Always know when it's a great card when that happens.
Well, you know what? It could be a lot of surprises, a lot of things that nobody's expecting. So that could make it, something entertaining.
Dude,
Trying to be optimistic.
You know what though? The last two pay-per-views where you were kind of like, it's an okay card, like, okay, whatever. The surprise factors out of most of them actually ended up making them pretty decent for, like, in between shows.
100%. I agree with you.
So can't complain too much. It could definitely be a lot worse in wrestling. I think we're in a better spot this year than we were like last year at this time.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%.
Now, does let's see, since AJ won the belt at a house show, are people going to think that he's going to just retain? Because I think he's going to retain, but are they going to pull a fast one and have Owens regain the title again?
That's a very good question, and that's a very good possibility.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past them, but I hate that shit. Then it's like, what's the point of the title change? I hate that shit.
I happen to agree with you.
I'm gonna guess that he's probably gonna keep it at least until at least after SummerSlam. That's just gonna be my guess.
But this keeps AJ, I think, away from the world title picture a little bit for now, which is, I think, what they want, so they can get him back in time for around Mania time.
Absolutely. Because look at it this way. If they're still looking for AJ Nakamura to be for WrestleMania, one of them has to be the champ by next year.
Yeah.
One of them has to be champion. So it's just, when is that going to start up? Who knows?
It's very true. You never know where they're going to go anymore, which I guess is a good thing.
Anything can happen.
Do we finally give the belts to New Day at this point now?
Oh yeah, I think so.
You have to. Prior to Summer, you have to.
Yeah.
I love the Usos to death, but they're not bringing enough to the tag team titles right now.
Well, and they've had it for a while. I mean, I think it's now time for a change anyway. And it'll keep the feuds going. It'll keep something fresh and new.
Yeah, but when you get to the point where you have to actually stop and think when you hear the title and like, okay, let me think, who's champion for a minute? That's when you know it's time to let them lose it.
Yeah, well, no, that's very true.
Right, because when the New Day had it, you knew the New Day had it.
100%. They never let you forget it.
That also could be.
I kind of like the Usos as
belts for a long time.
I do too, and I'm liking this heel Uso. Don't get me wrong, I'm enjoying them, but I just think it's just time. I think the reason that they transferred New Day over, besides the fact that they were trying to make the big Hardy thing on Raw, was for the New Day to bring something to the titles and change the tag team division up over there.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, it's just a matter of time before they get those belts.
I feel like there's so many things they can do with New Day, because I feel like, okay, they had their Raw long tag title run. I feel like they got to do that same thing for SmackDown. But another thing there's two more things that they need to do. One is to co-hold the Money in the Bank ladder, contract, and eventually get the belt, which would be awesome. And then do the heel turn eventually.
There we go. Eric, you're gonna have to rewind, brother. You froze on us.
Oh, I did?
You did, sir.
What was the last thing you heard?
I heard him.
You heard him?
Yeah, he went straight through clear for me.
Wow, the whole thing froze. I thought it was worldwide. Okay, continue where you were. Go ahead.
So I was saying, like, you had their Raw tag title run. You're gonna do the same thing for SmackDown. I'd also like them to co-hold the Money in the Bank contract and cash in, which would be awesome. And then, do eventually the heel turn too. And then that way, once the heel turn is over and then they're faces again and boom, that's one of those situations. Do you want to break those guys up and risk 3 individual failures, or do you want to keep them together?
Well, they're breaking everyone else up, so.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised that they've lasted this long, honestly. I mean, shit. I
It'd be
thought
a
the Shield
stupid money
still,
thing if they broke that up. That would be ridiculous.
I still thought the Shield had a couple of more months left before they broke that up.
Yeah, they jumped the gun on that one. But
they did that for shock value. They did that all for shock value.
Of course. But I don't know. I just don't understand the direction. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not supposed to know. But, you know, I just don't see why we're breaking up all these tag teams.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they're
Look, I brought this up off air with the whole tag team thing. There's been times where it's not always the Shawn Michaels and the Marty Jannetty. Sometimes there's two Marty Jannetties, and neither of them work out, like Crime Time.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, they were supposed to push Shad Gaspard, and that never materialized. And JTG somehow strung along on that roster for years after. And that was the running joke for a long time now.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But, you know, history shows it's not always a Shawn and a Marty. It's, you know, sometimes there's two Martys.
Yeah, no, that's true, but that's a seldom situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
But it does. You're right. It does happen occasionally, and you know. But I don't know. It's just they're breaking them all up. I don't know why. Are we making room to call up some new teams? You know.
I mean, there's barely enough teams on in NXT now.
Yeah, exactly. Who do you call up?
Yeah. Well, what about the two big guys with Ellering?
Well, authors. I mean, you could call them up too, and you know, TM61 when the other one is not injured anymore. But then what does that do to Insanity too? But then that, you know, where does that leave, you know, NXT? Although NXT will be fine.
Well, NXT's got a new class coming in soon, don't they?
Yeah. NXT has become the new Ring of Honor in that they keep making stars to bring up to the main rosters.
Right. Well, right. It's the new, you know, that's the new developmental. That's, you know, that's the breeding ground for them. I mean, they constantly have classes that are ready to go. You know, it's just like a well-oiled machine, from what I understand. But
yeah, because you got to think that sometime next year, Bobby Roode is coming up.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Glorious.
It will be awesome.
Yep.
All right. Well, listen, we're getting to the top of the hour. We got SmackDown coming up very, very shortly. So I know nobody wants to miss that. Do you guys have any last words? Anything you want to get out there before we wrap up? Eric?
No, you know, it's good to be back home. I was on location in the city last week with the new job. Still getting used to that. But Tag Me Date is keeps coming up. It keeps numbers keep rolling in. So find your tag team soulmate. You know, make wrestling night date night. SmackDown tonight is the perfect time.
Yeah. What about you guys?
It's summertime and the living is easy, and you know, wrestling's doing pretty good right now. Everything else is doing good. Got to always be back every Tuesday night with my boys. You know, I get to be the female voice of reason somewhat. So, you know, always make sure to check us out and check out Tag Me a Date, because there is someone out there. You can get someone like Eric. You can get someone like Ryan, which is always a plus.
Absolutely. And it's completely free. We got much more coming. We got some even more updates coming soon. So it's only going to get better and better, and it's free. So check it out, takemeadate.com. And join us this same time, every Tuesday. And we get closer to, well, listen, we'll be able to break down the pay-per-view. So make sure you tune in this Tuesday, every Tuesday, same time, same place. And we will see you next time.